Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great. Guys, today in this video we are going to understand some topics of ISIS protocol. This video will be in Hindi as well as in English. काफी स्टूडेंट बोल रहे थे कि कभी कभी हिंदी भी यूज किया करिए सर. सो इस वीडियो में हम हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों यूज करेंगे. So the reason why I am making this video is many of my paid students receive some questions in interview from this protocol, from ISIS protocol. देखो ये बात तो तय है कि अगर आप आंसर नहीं करोगे तो भी आपके इंटरव्यू पे कोई इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, राइट. अगर ISIS से क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो आप अगर उसका आंसर नहीं भी देते हो तो कोई बात नहीं, उतनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कि आपको उसके वजह से इंटरव्यू क्रैक नहीं होगा. बिकॉज ISIS प्रोटोकॉल इज नॉट फॉर इंटरप्राइजेस नेटवर्क इंजीनियर. ISIS प्रोटोकॉल इज यूज्ड इन लार्ज ISP, राइट. जहां भी हम ISP की नेटवर्क होती है बहुत बड़ी, वहां पे ISIS प्रोटोकॉल की यूज होती है. बट देयर इज नो एनी बाउंडेशन फॉर इंटरव्यूअर. इंटरव्यूअर कैन आस्क यू एनी क्वेश्चन, यस और नो. यस. सो अगर आपसे इंटरव्यू बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछता है ISIS का, तो इस वीडियो के बाद आप आंसर कर सकते हैं. लाइक इफ इंटरव्यू इज आस्किंग यू व्हाट इज द कमांड टू कॉन्फ़िगर ISIS, वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन इट इज, yes or no. What is the AD value of ISIS protocol? So as a network engineer, I think you guys should have basic knowledge of this protocol as well. So this video will guide you to understand the basic things of ISIS protocol. Okay, so start करते हैं. The reason why I am making this video is most of the people, most of my paid students receive few questions from ISIS protocol as well. So अगर आप आंसर नहीं दोगे, मैंने पहले ही बताया कोई इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, लेकिन अगर आप आंसर दोगे तो वो वहां पे आपकी अच्छी इंप्रेशन बनेगी, यस और नो. सो if you know the basic, if you have the basic knowledge of ISIS, that will be the plus point for you in the interview. Done. Now guys, without wasting our time, let's begin the session. First of all, I must tell you that ISIS protocol works at layer 2. ISIS works at layer 2. So most of the people are thinking that it's work at layer 3. So no guys, ISIS protocols work at layer 2. The full form of ISIS protocol is intermediate system to intermediate system. But definitely no one will ask you the full form. Okay, so they can ask you, interviewer can ask you that at which layer ISIS protocol works. So it works at layer 2. Guys, second thing about ISIS protocol is it is a link state routing protocol. So that means there is lots of similarity between ISIS and OSPF. OSPF protocol is also a link state routing protocol, and ISIS is also a link state routing protocol. So it is a link state routing protocol. Okay. After that, next thing about ISIS protocol is it is an IGP protocol. Definitely, that means it will work within within autonomous system. It is an IGP protocol. Okay. The fourth thing about this protocol is you can say it is an classless routing protocol. It is an classless. That means it will support subnetting as well as VLSM, classless routing protocol. So if interviewer asking tell me something about ISIS protocol, you can share these points, yes or no, right. It will ये आपकी इंप्रेशन को क्या कर देगा, बढ़ा देगा, राइट. चांस है कि आप सेलेक्ट हो जाओगे इंटरव्यू में, बिकॉज काफी लोग बोलते हैं कि हमसे इंटरव्यू ही नहीं निकलता है, राइट. सो एक तो मैं रिकमेंड करता हूं कि आप पहले 45 डेज की एक बार लाइव ट्रेनिंग लीजिए. वो ट्रेनिंग आपको डेफिनेटली जॉब के लिए परफेक्ट बना देता है या फिर आपको एग्जाम के लिए, राइट. 45 डेज लाइव ट्रेनिंग विल मेक यू परफेक्ट फॉर गेटिंग जॉब इन गुड MNC's company, or it will help you to get CCNA certified as well, certification as well. Okay, so after that, ISIS protocol uses which algorithm? It uses SPF algorithm, same like OSPF. Shortest path first algorithm. Rhythm to calculate best path. See, we are going to understand both configuration as well as theory. Don't worry, we will understand practical as well. Here I have designed the topology. I will show you the configuration part as well. Okay. After that, it uses SPF algorithm to calculate best path. It send its messages on the multicast address as well and on unicast address as well, right? So message can be sent on multicast as well as unicast, right? In some scenario it will send multicast message, in some scenario it will send unicast message. Okay, like you know how many types of message are there in OSPF. We will understand types of message in ISIS as well, but the ISIS protocol is a part of service provider, right? So if anyone is interested, they can learn ISIS also in detail, but I don't think that it is required for you guys. Okay, so next thing about ISIS protocol that you can mention over here is it work at layer 2. We have already mentioned it. And after that, it's AD value. So it uses AD value 150, 115, 115. AD value 115. Okay. After that, next thing that you can use over here is it is used in large ISP. Done. After that, you can say the default hello timer is 10 second. Default hello equals 10 second, and hold on time is default hold on date time is also 30 second. Date time equals 30 second. Same like not same like OSPF, right? In OSPF date time is 40 second. Okay. After that, it maintained three table: routing table, topology table, and routing table. So that also you can mention it over here. It maintain three types of table: a neighbor table, b topology table, and c again routing table. So first ISIS protocol will also form neighborship, then it will form topology table, and on the topology table it will run SPF algorithm, and then it will calculate what? Routing table. Okay. After that, next point that you can mention over here is metric is not based on the bandwidth of link. Like OSPF calculates their metric on the basis of link bandwidth, but here in ISIS protocol, metric calculation is not based on bandwidth. So see, by default metric on all link, on fast Ethernet link also, on Ethernet link also, on serial link also, on Giga Ethernet link also, metric will be what? 10. By default metric is 10. You can change it, you can manipulate it. So range will be, I think, 0 to 63. So if you want to see the range, it will be 0 to 63. Done. Okay, now here I am going to show you how to enable ISIS protocol. So these are basic points about this protocol, and if you want to understand the one more thing is there, that is nothing but NAT address. Because to configure ISIS protocol on a router, you have to understand what? NAT address. NAT address, because you have to set NAT address. Guys, NAT address is nothing but it is a combination of three things. The length of NAT address can be like in OSPF. If you remember, in OSPF there is a concept of router ID. What is router ID? Router ID is 32 bits address. Same like router ID in ISIS protocol, we have NAT address, and its size can be 8 to 20 byte. Okay, it can be 8 to 20 bytes in length. Done. Done. Cisco implementation of ISIS uses 3 field. Okay, so here we can mention it also. Cisco implementation of ISIS uses 3 field. Let me discuss those 3 field one by one. Okay, number one is combination of AFI. AFI stands for Authority Forward Identifier. Authority Forward Identifier. It will be always set to 49. It will be always set to 49 for private use. What I am saying? So it will be always 49 for private use. So whenever we will configure ISIS, AIF will be what? 49 unveil. If you guys are not getting this, no problem. Just wait for some time. You will understand it. No problem. And first field is combination of two things: AFI plus area ID. Area ID. And as you know, area ID should be here. Area ID should be at least 1 byte. Okay. So if I will discuss one AFI, right, first field of NAT address, that can be what? That can be 49. 49 is what? AFI. It will be always 49 for private use. AFI, Authority Forward Address. I'm talking about the Cisco implementation of ISIS, guys. Right? This is behavior of Cisco only. After that, area ID. So suppose area ID is my 0001. Okay, here you will put dot. So this is the first field of NAT address, 49 dot area ID. After that, second field is system ID, guys. System ID. And system ID is 6 byte value. It is an 6 byte value. And you can use anything, right? MAC address is also a 6 byte value, so you can use any interface MAC address for the system ID in OSPF, but it should be unique. So as you know, MAC address of an interface is unique, so you can use the MAC address of any interface for system ID. It is an 6 byte value. Okay, so it can be 1111.1111.1111, right? Anything it can be. Okay, but 16 byte value in hexadecimal. Done, guys. And this value is also fixed. It is an fixed value. Okay, and the third thing is NSET. NSET is nothing but NSAP selector. It will be always 00. It will be always 00. So what will be the NAT address? Total NAT address will be what? 49.000.111.111.111 and .00. It can be a NAT address of a router. So here, if you want to configure ISIS protocol on each router, you have to configure what? NAT address. So NAT address is required to configure what? ISIS protocol. So suppose this is my NAT address of router 1 of R1. In the same way, we will configure NAT address on router 2, router 3, router 4, router 5. Done. So here we will not change this value 49. Here will be the area ID. Here will be the system ID. So system ID will be always unique, and NAT set, right? NAT set will be always 00. Okay, for the Cisco implementation. NSAP selector will be always 00. Right? Now, the next thing about the ISIS protocol that you should understand is label. So we have some concept of IS label. Okay, like in OSPF, how many types of area are there? There are multiple types of area, backbone area, regular area. There are multiple types of router: backbone router, internal router, like regular router, ABR router, ASBR router. Like, the area, like, types of router in ISIS protocol, we have label. ISIS level. And here, if you want to understand ISIS level, guys, so ISIS has only two hierarchical. It has only two hierarchical. First one is level 1 router. So how many types of router are there in ISIS protocol? Only two types of router. Level 1 router. This is similar like ABR router, backbone router, regular router, and ASBR router. So those are the types of router in OSPF, and this is types of router in ISIS protocol. So we have only two types of router in ISIS protocol. First one is level 1 router, and second one is router level 2 router. Level 2 router. So if interview is asking how many types of router are there in ISIS, always keep in mind there are only two types of router, level 1 and level 2. Done. Now there is one more types of router, you can say, that is level 1 and 2 router. That is level 1, 2 router. So you can say there are total three types of router. Okay. Level 1, level 2 and level 1, 2 router. Done. So these are, suppose, let me design one diagram over here. Suppose I have one area here, one area over here, and one area over here. Suppose this is my area 1, this is my area 2, and this is my area 3. Done. Suppose there are two router, there are also two router, and here also we have two router. Done. So here we have to configure what label, guys. So this one is suppose label 1, this is one suppose label 2, this one is label 1 only, right? So in area 2 all router are what? Label 1 router. In area 3 also all routers are label 1 router. Just give me, I am getting one. Okay, and here suppose I have configured what? Label 2, label 2. So see, if you will connect these all router together, ISIS neighborship will form between level 1 and level 2. ISIS neighborship will form over here also, over here also. But here ISIS neighborship will not form, because on this router you are running level what? 1, and here you are running level what? 2. Like here, if you are running area 0, this interface is part of area 0 and this interface is part of area 1. So OSPF will not work between these two routers, yes or no? So on this router, suppose on this router, if you want to form neighborship with this router, you have to set level 1 as well as level 2. So that's why we have third type of router, that is level 1, 2 router. Okay, now let me show you practically, guys, that will make you more understand. So here in this topology, I am going to configure ISIS protocol. First of all, let me show you, I have already configured the IP address on all routers. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. So you can see the IP configuration like this. I have configured IP on all router. First of all, to enable ISIS protocol, command will be same, router ISIS. Done. And then you have to configure what? NAT address. So NAT address of router 1 will be what? 49. It will be fixed base dot area is 1. So my area ID will be 0001. After that, system ID. So system ID, I am using system ID from the router ID. So on router number 1, I am using system ID 11111. Right? On router number 2, I will use system ID 2.2.2. Okay, after that 00, last one. Done. In the same way, on router number 2 also you have to enable what? I am not advertising any interface in ISIS now, just I am configuring what? NAT address, router ISIS and NAT address. NAT address will be 49 dot, here also area ID is what? 0001 and system ID 222222 and 00. Done. In the same way, on router number 3, config T, router ISIS and NAT address 49. So it will be always fixed 49 for the private use. So area ID will be what? On router number 3, guys. Area ID will be 0002 because area of this domain is 2. So that's why here I am configuring what? Area ID 0002. After that, system ID, let's say 333 and 00. Done. In the same one, router number 4 also, let me enable ISIS protocol. So router ISIS, after that NAT address 49.0.0.2.444.444.444.00. Here I have to remove 14. Done. So I have configured what? NAT address on all router. Now I am going to advertise. Interface. So before advertising interface, you have to define what? Label. So by default, label of ISIS is configured on router is label 1, label 2. By default, all routers are label 1, label 2. But here you can see on router number 1, I am going to set label 1. On router number 2, I am going to set label 1, 2. On router number 3, I am going to set label 2. On router number 4, I am going to set label 2. So that here on router number 2, why I am configuring both label? So that router 2 and router 3 will form neighborship with each other. Okay, if here you will set label 1, then neighborship will not form between router 2 and router number 3. Okay, now on router number 1, let me set label. So to set label, command will be what, guys? IS type and say label 1. Label 1. So by default, what label is configured? Both label 1 and label 2. By default, all router are label 1, label 2 router. If you want to check that how many command is running in ISIS protocol, you can run command what? For that, there is one command, do so run all section ISIS. So you can see do so run over here. You can see these all commands are already running there. Yes or no? So you can see here ISIS matrix. Now I am talking about the label. So label 1, 2, okay. IS type label 1. I have configured it. But on router number 2, if I will run this command, let me copy this command from here and let me run this command on router number 2. Router number 2. Here you can see the IS type. Where is IS type? IS type is label 1 and 2. So by default, all routers are configured as label 1, 2. So here I have set label what? Label 1. So this router will not form neighborship with label 2. On router number 2, I am not going to set anything. So it automatically here it is label 1 and label 2 router. If you want to set it, you can set it IS type label 1. And if you will put question mark over here, you can see label 2 is also there. Label 2, this command. Okay, so now this router is label 1, label 2 router. Done. On router number 3, I am going to set label what? 3. So IS type label 2. This is my label 2 router. On router number 2 also IS type label 2. Done. So I have set label, I have configured the NAT address on each router. Now I am going to advertise interfaces in ISIS. Right, I am going to advertise network. So guys, to advertise network in ISIS, you have to configure it on interface. Interface serial 2/0, and here I can say command IP IS IP. Let me check what is the command over here. Okay, IP router, I think ISIS. Yes, this is the command to enable ISIS on the interface. So this interface will advertise in ISIS protocol. Done. In the same way, I have to run this command on F0/0 interface as well. IP router ISIS. Done. Now on router number 2, I need to advertise interface serial 2/0. Say IP router ISIS and interface serial 2/1 IP router ISIS. Done. Okay. Now router number 3. Interface serial 2/0 IP router ISIS interface F0/0 IP router ISIS interface S2/1 IP router ISIS. In the same way on router number 4 also I need to run same command. Interface S2/0 IP router ISIS exit interface F0/0 IP router ISIS. Done, guys. Now here if you want to check the neighborship, so IP ISIS, so ISIS neighbor, I think. So ISIS neighbor. So who is neighbor? Router number 3. And you can see the type, label type of neighbor is what? L2. And this neighbor is available on which interface? On F0/ on S2/0. What is the IP address of my neighbor? 34.1.1.3. State is up, hold on time is this one, and circuit ID don't need to learn now. Done. Okay. On router number 1, if you will check ISIS neighbor. So ISIS neighbor. So who is neighbor? Router 2. And on router number 2, if you will run command, so ISIS neighbor. So here you can see router 1 is also neighbor and router 3 is also neighbor. So you know router type of router 1 is label 1 and router type of router 3 is label 2. Then these are the IP address, here the state, and here the hold on time. Now if you will check the routing table of router 1, so IP route. So see, router 1 is not getting any prefixes individually, but router is getting one default route. Yes or no? So who is advertising this default route? Router number 2. Yes or no? And what is the cost, guys? Metric is what? Metric is 10. As I told you, by default metric of ISIS is 10 for all interface. Yes or no? Now here if you will run command, so IP protocol. So IP protocol. So IP protocol. So you can see the routing protocol which is running is ISIS. So address summarization is none and maximum path is still 4 here also, like in OSPF. After that we are performing routing for these two interface. Gateway is this, here is the information of gateway, and here you can see the distance. Distance is what? 115. So this is AD value of ISIS protocol. Now on router number 2, if you will run command what? So IP route. So see, router 2 is getting all individual prefix, 30 prefix and 40 prefix as well. Yes or no? But router number 2 is not advertising the prefixes of different level in label 1, but it is generating what? One default route. Okay, so this is very basic things, just you need to keep in mind. Okay, now how many verification commands are there? How many verification command we had discussed over here? We had discussed, so IP protocol first one is, after that so IP route, so IP ISIS, so ISIS topology. So you can check ISIS topology as well. So this one is topology table of router 2. Let me show you the topology table of router 1 first. So ISIS topology. So see the topology table of ISIS. Done. After that, if you want to change the metric, what you can do? Here on router number 2, if I am running command so IP route, so you can see this router have 30 prefixes and what is metric, guys? 20. So metric of this link is what? 10, and metric of this link is what? 10. So that's why router 2 have installed this prefix with what metric? 20. So by default on a fast Ethernet link also metric is 10, and on serial link also metric is 10. Okay. So what will be the metric for 40 network? 30. 10 over here, 10 over here, and 10 over here. Now if I want to change the metric of this link, what I can do? Command will be very simple. Let me show you that also. On router number 3, interface f0/0, and here command that we can run is ISIS metric, and let's say 30 over here. Now on router number 2, let me check routing table again. So see, now metric is what? 40 for 30 prefixes. Okay guys, so my concern is max to max interviewer can ask you, these question only. Question from this topic, not any question my paid student receive from except this topic. So if interview is asking, very basic question from ISIS, what is problem to learn these things, right? These basic things only. And now through this video, I think, is it clear to everyone? Right? So please keep these things in mind if you are going for network engineer interview. Okay guys, so that's all for today. If anyone want to enroll in the live session, yes, from 1st of next month I am going to start a batch for CCNP, so you can enroll there, and yeah, right, we will meet live for 60 days. So definitely we will learn lots of things together. Okay guys, so if you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe this channel. We will meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye guys.